Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you the best modded Minecraft setup that you can use on pretty much any server, so long as you're not going to get banned for it or something. And this is because every single one of the mods that we'll be using in this video is client side, so only you have to install it. It doesn't have to be on the server or anything like that. Just install the mods and you're ready to play. And this is a setup that I've been playing with quite a bit myself. And anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so we're going to be building this around fabric, so keep that in mind when you're installing your mods. This is going to need to be a fabric profile, not Forge. If you try to install these mods with Forge, you're probably going to crash a lot. And the first mod we're going to be installing to give you incredible performance is Sodium. Sodium is likely the best performance mod you can get for Minecraft, and in combination with a couple other mods we're going to be installing can essentially completely replace Optifine. And in addition to Sodium, we'll be installing Iris, which will give you shader support, LambDynamicLights, which will make it so things like torches will glow in your hand, and Logical Zoom, which essentially just gives you the same zoom feature that you get from Optifine. Do keep in mind though that even with all these mods installed, there are still some features within Optifine that just simply can't be covered. For example, as of right now, if you want to use Fresh Animations, you can only use that with Optifine. And Fresh Animations is a pretty amazing looking resource pack that adds animations to most of the creatures in your game, so if you really want to use that in particular, then I'd probably go with Optifine. Now, next, we're going to be adding a shader to your game that's probably my personal favorite shader for Minecraft, and this is Complementary Shaders. And for this video, we're actually going to be doing quite a bit of customization to this shader, and I'll show you all the settings that I'm using. And in order to be able to use shader settings with Iris at this moment, you're gonna need to go to the Discord for Iris and download the versions that you can find there which allow you to customize shaders. But anyway, into the settings, we're gonna be going into the sky section first, and I've set vanilla sun/moon overlay to on and shader sun/moon off. And this is gonna return the sun and moon to their more default appearance, in which they are squares, which I tend to like a bit more. Next, in night sky settings, I've set shader star count to high and then turned galaxies on and set the galaxy brightness to 0.1. And I've turned the galaxy on because I think it looks absolutely amazing. However, I've turned its brightness down quite a bit so it's not overly distracting. Next, in the water section, I've turned on water refraction, water absorption, and projected caustics. And all of these settings combine to make water look absolutely phenomenal and easily worth the performance loss if you can afford it. In shadows, I've enabled the colored shadows setting, and in world, then fog settings, I've enabled nether smoke. After that, in the materials section, then integrated PBR settings, then emissive ores. I either disable all emissive overworld ores or just disable copper and iron. In my opinion, there's just a bit too much iron and copper and it looks a little bit cluttered with them enabled. And if you don't want diamonds to be a bit too easy to find, then you're probably going to want to at least disable that one. And finally, within materials and in rain puddle settings, I've enabled rain puddles, which, as you probably guess, will give you rain puddles. And there's many other settings you can change in this shader if you think they look good. For example, in materials, integrated PBR settings, and emissive textures, you can turn on noise coded textures, which gives the textures in your game the appearance of being higher resolution, which can be really nice on the eyes. Really, any additional settings, or I guess the ones I showed to you, are just purely up to you and whatever you think looks best. And now, moving on from the shaders, we're going to be installing the physics mod. And I've really installed this mod for one particular feature, and this is the ragdolls. Ragdolls just make killing mobs that much more fun, especially when you're safe in a huge cave or on a tall cliff and you just knock a mob into the depths below. It really just makes it that much more satisfying. And you can customize each mob individually. For example, if you want creepers to actually explode when you kill them, you can do that. And generally, when I play with this mod in vanilla survival, I'll have most of the settings disabled because I find them a bit distracting, although some of them can be a bit more subtle, like physics crack particles. For our next mod, I've installed Farsight, and this is a wonderful mod that allows you to use pretty much any render distance you'd like on servers. And pretty much any server you play on, whether that's a public server or a realm, is going to have a capped render distance, and that's usually around 10 or 12, so this is the maximum render distance you can play at, regardless of what your setting is. But with the Farsight mod installed, once you enter a chunk then leave it, it'll actually remember all of them. So when you first log into the server, your render distance is going to be capped, but as you explore, you're going to be able to see more. Next, I've installed Effective, and this adds some really cool splash effects to your game, which are inspired by the newest Minecraft trailer, and these look awesome in game and affect pretty much anything that falls into water. Whether that's a mob, player, or item, you should see a splash, and these splashes will get bigger depending on how high that particular thing falls, and it even comes with a splash sound. And the mod also has some waterfall sound effects for when water is falling into water. However, I personally have this setting disabled because I just think it's a bit too loud, and I would definitely love to see a config option for this. And this is fine if you're playing alone, but if you're playing with someone else, good luck hearing them. For our next mod, we have Illuminations, which is also made by the same creator as the effective mod. And Illuminations adds various glowing items throughout your world, which you'll come across in many different locations, and these range from fireflies to glowing leaf-looking petals in the water to strange souls that fly around in the nether. And this mod just does a great job of adding some visual ambience to your game. Next, I've installed Presence Footsteps, which has for a very long time been one of my favorite sound mods available for Minecraft. And this mod makes it so most block types in the game have their own unique sound when you walk on them. And all of these sounds are really high quality and sound exactly how you would expect it to. Leaves have a nice crunchy sound when you walk around on them. When you walk on chests, it sounds as if you're walking on creaky wood. And pretty much every other block in the game just has a cool sound effect. It's just a great mod to have installed and kind of makes you realize just how similar all of the blocks sound when you walk on them. After this, I've installed Sound Physics Remastered. And this is another mod that adds some really nice reverb into caves, although I think this just may be the best one that does it. And I've always just loved the effect of adding reverb to caves in Minecraft. It makes them feel bigger, and I just love hearing the echoes of mobs in the distance. It's just a really cool effect. Next up, I've installed the Falling Leaves mod, and this is a simple mod that just makes it so whenever you're in a forest, you'll notice small falling leaves coming from trees. And you can customize just how many of these leaves will be falling, along with the size, and this is just a nice subtle effect that you'll notice makes forests look that much better. For our next mod, I've installed Better Third Person, and this mod makes third person in Minecraft actually kind of enjoyable. In vanilla Minecraft, third person feels very restrictive as you can't turn your character around whatsoever, but with this mod installed, you can walk in a full 360. So you can do things like sprinting in virtually any direction, and it just makes third person feel a lot smoother. And this is how third person just tends to be in most games, and it's certainly a mod worth having installed. Nearing the end, I've installed Xaero's world map and optionally Xaero's minimap. Xaero's world map allows you to view your entire world, or at least all of the chunks that you've explored, all in one easy place. And if you'd like, you can also install Xaero's minimap along with this, which adds a minimap to your game, which is highly customizable and will also allow you to set waypoints. And finally, the last mod I've installed is Mouse Wheelie. And this mod adds a huge amount of useful features when it comes to managing your inventory. For example, using your scroll wheel on a stack of items will allow you to move one individual item at a time. Clicking your mouse wheel down inside of your inventories will instantly sort it, and many other incredibly helpful features that really should just be in the game. And there's several other mods out there that perform similar functions, and really it's up to you which one you prefer most, but Mouse Wheelie's the one that I decided to go with this time around. And there you have it, a modded setup that you can use on pretty much any server, although just make sure some of these mods aren't going to get you banned. For example, Xaero's minimap is not going to be allowed on some servers out there, but for the most part, you should be all good. That's going to do it for this video, and if there's any other mods you think I should include with this, definitely comment those below so others can see your ideas. And as always, you can find all of these mods in the description below, so if you'd like to install them, you'll be able to find them there. And anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.